never been to the Capitol before, so it was an educational thing for them. And of course, the senior council on aging had their table set out and their usual green scarves for us, and a goodie bag and some information and stuff, which was very interesting. This is the second year they gave out the green felt scarves to identify all the seniors that were there. And we talked with our representative. He came out of this session for us and discussed the bill that he had presented, which was on senior abuse. It was an enhancement to the senior abuse bill, which is a very good thing. And in the process, I asked him if he'd ever been to the Benson Center, which I knew he hadn't, because I'd asked him that one time before, and he said no. And I said, well, would you come and have lunch with us, and I'll give you a tour. And he said he would be glad to, so we are going to invite him out to have lunch. We'll let you know when he's going to be here. It's not going to be a political meeting or anything like that. He's just coming to have lunch. And he is a senior, and to see the center. Wendell Willard.
Wendell Willard.
Wendell Willard. I want to say it backwards. Wendell Willard, yeah. And
he may get locked in the vehicle registration office.
I'd like you to know that his Congress book is where his mouth is. He has bought a table at our Council on Aging luncheon of all the seats at that table. So I was real pleased to hear that. And that was one thing that I was going to bring up today. If we want to continue to making our donation to the Council on Aging luncheon, we have in the past donated $1,000 to that, and for those seats, any of you all can go that wants to. We've only had, I think, one that decided to go, and they decided last year of all times, which was the day we had to freeze.
We got several of those.
And so it wasn't really a good day. But we do need to, we have voted on it each year as to whether or not we would contribute the $1,000 to the Council on Aging.
We can set that up under business.
So you can do that, yeah.
Can I make a motion?
But I have the information here, so if you want to. This is what we will use. That's the thing. Let's see, was there something else? Oh yes, I wanted to give you the report. And Mr. Ellis, this is the report from the Commission on Elderly Affairs. And this is the sort of thing that I get each month. They give me the report on the waiting list of what seniors are having to wait on for service. And this was for the January 9th meeting, and this is the waiting list. I mean, the last one is the biggie, but home delivered meals, we have a waiting list of 224 people. Now, that's a figure of 224. That's not a number. Those are individual human beings that aren't getting a meal that day. 224. Homemaker service was 171. Personal care service, 52. In-home respite, 3. Case management, 13. Now here's the biggie. Transportation, 700 on the wait. She was sick and 700 on the waiting list. So you see what the big thing really is. There's one thing that's not down here that I want to add. And I don't have a number, but I'm telling you, it's a biggie. And that is affordable housing. Am I not right, Sheila?
Yes, ma'am, you're correct.
The two big items is affordable housing for seniors and transportation. And I'm in this business, like grandma of the group, but you know, I have been involved in senior problems for years and years and years. about 40 years I've been working at it with Diane Williamson with the Council on Aging. People say, what's the Council on Aging doing? We do everything. And at the present time, they're, you know, like what, with food stamps before, it's, what's it called now?
SNAP.
SNAP, yeah. The Council on Aging is handling all of that. And that is a big job. And they do need financial support. And the only financial support or only moneymaker, I should say, we put on each year is that luncheon. That's the reason that is so important that we get people to support that. But transportation is $700 at this point. And some lady came up to me, this makes it very personal, came up to me in the lobby the other day. And she said, you're Mrs. Benson? And I said, yeah. I knew what was coming up next. And she says, well, you know, I'm new in town. And she says, I discovered the Benson Center and I just love it. She says, it's just what I need. I just want to come down here today, but I don't have any transportation. I don't have anybody to get here. Do you know how I can get here? And I had just gotten this report, 700 on the waiting list, and I thought, lady, you'd have a long wait if you got on that waiting list and wait to get some sort of transportation. The multi-purpose, the whole thing was, I don't know how many of you know this. I mean, I'm sort of a history person here. When we built these centers, we had the neighborhood center. That was for the people that were able to do things, but maybe they couldn't drive, maybe their eyes weren't so hot. So they joined the neighborhood center, and they were to get transportation, which they did. Within a radius of the center, they are picked up, brought here, reserved lunch, and they have some programs, and then they're taken home again. They have transportation. The multi-purpose center was built for the active senior. They drive themselves, they get there, they do what they want to do, they take their classes, do it, and then go home, drive themselves home. That was the original thing. The adult day was for the frail elderly, those that need extra care and extra help. They must be carried by someone. They don't drive to the center. They're served a meal there, and they're taken care of. There is a nurse on staff, a registered nurse all the time, and then they're carried home. And that's how the arrangements for these 3 centers are. And we have been told we are the largest center of its kind in the country, because we do have the 3 elements, 3 separate elements. So I don't know how we solve. I know a lot of it has to do with money, but have you ever tried to figure out a bus route, bus routine? That is the biggest problem, because not everybody wants to go to the same place at the same time. And the county really can't afford a taxi service. Not a free taxi service anyway.
But it has enlarged since then. Now they take people to their doctors and they take them shopping.
Well, they're taking, this is what it's supposed to be.
I know, but it has grown to that point.
Yeah,
That's
but
what
I mean,
makes it so
you
difficult.
can form groups to go to the grocery store.
Right.
You can't form groups to go to the doctors though,
Right.
because you have individual appointments.
Mm-hmm.
So these are problems that are really hard to solve. They're
And we
hard
lost
to crack.
dogs. We lost dogs, which was a big asset for transportation.
And actually,
Well,
Dart was rolled
Dart was
into.
absorbed. I
Yeah,
didn't
well,
think-
DART has joined with MV. They're all
Which does
one.
medical.
They're all one, and they're doing the same services that DART did before.
We just gave MV both components of the transportation contract.
Yeah, so they're doing it all. MV's doing it all. But these are the problems that we're facing, and we can improve on them. We can't solve them all, but they can be improved on. And of course, it takes money. and this is where the budget comes in, and I want you to know that I am very proud of what the commissioners have done in setting this budget and what they have done for seniors, because I know what we have come up from and what we have gotten to, and you have done a marvelous job on getting this budget through as much as you have. And so I want to congratulate you.
Thanks, Dot. We'll be visiting these issues for a long
For
time.
a long time,
forever.
yes.